What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Oh, how we all miss one of the greatest CW series of all time, Jane the Virgin. The series concluded a couple of years ago with the finale of Season 5, but fans have been begging the network to hear more from the series. At the moment, it's still a toss-up to say if we will ever see Gina Rodriguez reprise her most famous role yet, but there have been many theories about the show's eventual return.
Bring the hotness. I'm writing a column! Like Sex and the City? Yes!
Jane the Virgin was one of the greatest romantic comedy dramas in modern history. Yes, the show was a bit cheesy at times, but that is part of what made it so amazing. The series followed a young girl named Jane after she makes a visit to her local gynecologist for a routine checkup. After spending some time at the doctor, Jane learns that she's pregnant, but not in the way you might expect. As it would turn out, Jane's visit got mixed up with another patient, resulting in Jane, who was still a virgin, becoming pregnant after mistaken artificial insemination. This sends Jane's life out of control as she struggles to find peace and balance between her career as a writer, her newfound life as a mother, and her troubled relationship with her new son's father.
Test came back positive is I accidentally inseminated you 2 weeks ago.
The show was filled with drama, comedy, crazy antics, and much more. In the end, the show felt like more of a fever dream than anything else, with many fans wondering if something like this could actually happen. In today's world, who knows? But one thing is for sure, the world could definitely handle another season of Jane the Virgin.
You can do this, it's not a big deal. But I have to go. Whoa!
Even though I'm sure we all want another season to be announced, you have to admit, the series did wrap things up very nicely. It seems like Jane finally found the peace she had been so desperately searching for, though it wouldn't be long after the conclusion of Jane the Virgin that a new spin-off series would be announced. This time, it would be titled Jane the Novella. This news sent fans around the world into a headspin, dying to hear more from these beloved characters. It seems like Gina Rodriguez was on board and helped to film the pilot for the show, with Pop Sugar explaining that the new series was being developed by Valentina Garza and would be more closely follow the life of Jane as a published author.
I've gotten over the temporary guilt caused by years of negative sex messaging, and I am ready to.
One of the most shocking bits of news to come from the series is that Gina Rodriguez was expected to be the narrator of the series. This would be a major shift from Anthony Mendez, who narrated the original series. But considering it would tell the story of Jane, rather than the story of all of her family members, it would make sense that Jane herself would be the narrator. What would really set this series apart from the original is that there were rumors that the series wouldn't follow Jane's real life, per se. Rather, it would tell the stories of the various novels Jane would write over the years. Each season would tell a new story, but it seems like every season would have the same cast members, yet they'd take on different roles. If you've ever seen the series American Horror Story, it would be a very similar concept. Yet, with all the wit and banter that fans loved from the original Jane the Virgin series.
Estas son mis agarraderas y no te las vas a llevar contigo. Oh, mi lámpara.
I've got to admit, this sounds like an incredible idea, and I'd be one of the first people lined up to watch a show like this. Snyder Urman, one of the lead producers for the series, explained that things would be much different if the show were to be accepted by the CW. She spoke in several interviews and said, the spin-off is a different conceit because they're Jane's novels that she'll write in the future. Urman explained that she also wanted Gina Rodriguez to direct the majority of the series, feeling like she knew the ins and outs of the series and would be able to bring new life to the show. She said, I knew she was going to be amazing with the actors. That was no surprise to me. But I did not know what a genius she was with composition and cameras and framing. I mean, next level. She said she wanted to bring the idea of a telenovela to an American audience in a more realistic way, saying it feels really exciting to be able to tell this kind of emotional, dramatic, scary, funny story all in one season.
I don't cook, but Michael loved frittatas, so this was the one thing I learned to make.
Urman was asked about the possibility of the original characters all returning to the series, but she responded, probably not the first year. She added, we can see what comes, but I mean, I love this cast. I'd be lucky to work with every single one of them again, and I really hope to. While this was really great news, it seems like Urman was most excited about bringing new cast members to the series, though she definitely wanted to have some of the original lineup return later on if the series proved to be successful with fans. What makes the show even stranger is that according to Pop Sugar, Jane may not have even appeared in the first season. While Gina Rodriguez would obviously be around behind the scenes, her character of Jane was not scheduled to appear in the first season of Jane the Novella. Instead, Jacqueline Grace Lopez was set to hold the lead role, with Weed star Hunter Parrish being her co-lead. The first season would tell the story of Estella and Felix, but we don't know too much about what these two would become involved in. We know Estella's relationship with Felix would likely be torn apart as a handsome rich man entered the series, but that's about all the CW was willing to reveal.
I hate you! So mean!
The overall tone of the series was expected to be the same as Jane the Virgin. Each episode would be filled with sarcasm and wit, unlike anything you've ever seen. However, the CW appeared to pull the plug on the series before the pilot ever made it to television. As it would turn out, the network didn't feel like the show was live up to the expectations of fans. CW president Mark Pedowitz said that the show did not have what Jane had. He added that the show lacked the full quirkiness and fun of Jane. It was expected the network would greenlight the series at the first opportunity it had, but it seems like the pilot failed to wow the executives, leading the CW to pull the plug before showing the pilot to advertisers.
That hole is in the exact shape of a fist, which is not something you see every day.
However, Pedowitz assured us that this may not be the last we hear from Jane. He said that he and the team of executives would be all ears if Urman and Gina decided to continue working on the series. But he said that this would involve Urman going back to the drawing board and coming up with a different idea for the series. He added, "We are big fans of Jennie Urman and Gina, and we have a great appreciation for what they did. In this particular situation, this spin-off didn't quite get to where he wanted it to get to. We've reached out to Jennie and said if she wishes, we're interested in pursuing a potential other offer for Jane. It is in Jennie's court."
What?
For the moment, however, it seems like Urman is not interested in coming up with any new ideas for the Jane series. She spoke in an interview with TV Line and said, when asked about a new spin-off, she said, "Not really right now. I'm really so happy with having an ending and being able to come to a conclusion. You never know what will happen in the future, but I'm really happy to sort of put Jane to bed and tuck it in, wish it a nice sleep and move to new things. I'm really grateful that I had a chance to tell this story and that we, as writers, got a chance to end it when we felt like the story was ending, and I feel like that's a great place to leave it."
Anyway, plan worked. I got the hotel back and I couldn't be happier.
Seriously?
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.